Hey, hey, hey. What is up? All right. Turn off these notifications. Cool. All right. So, what's up? Thanks for the like over on Facebook. Appreciate it. Uh, Hit like as you come in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So feel free to put your questions in. I'm gonna chat a little bit. I just got off the call. Got Derval. What's up, homie? We got Essie. What's up, big guy? Thanks for popping in. So just got off of our Pet 5 call. And it's one of my favorite calls where we're talking about investing dry powder. Just because when it comes to getting the maximized returns, a big part of it is making sure that as the income's coming in from the businesses, that you're turning around and investing those. Now, investing's gotten a little more interesting just because we're putting a lot of stuff into crypto. How appropriate that my man Andrew just sent me a message on some of what we're doing with Olympus DAO for any of you crypto folks. So title of this one over on YouTube, at least, is Making Your First Million in Private Equity in 2022. One of the things that we talked about in this call, and I'll just say, the women, I think the guys will have their hands full. We've got some really, really smart ladies that are the GPs in the PEFI 5. And I know PEFI 4, they came in and like, we're going to get the best returns of any of the PEFIs, but y'all definitely have some competition. The ladies are ready to hit the ground running for sure. So one of the cool things that's happening right now is people are obviously looking for yield. Part of the dry powder conversation is all around making sure that every dollar that comes in, every dollar that isn't invested yet, is invested in something. We know that we've got a really kind of long haul in order to find a deal, do due diligence, take over the business, start to actually generate income and return from that. And if you're letting all the money just sit in between, raising capital and investing, deploying that capital, then you're missing out on possible returns. The biggest downside is you can't invest in something that's going to type of money for a long period of time. You need to put it in something where you're going to generate a certain amount of returns. And you don't want to take a huge amount of risk, and you don't want to lose a bunch of time. So it's like all of these parameters that you've got to meet when you're investing dry powder. And then you also have the funds of the businesses that you acquire. So one of the reasons that I'm always kind of preaching, like, you don't really need to have a ton of just dry powder, is that's a liability. But the other reason is you can really just buy businesses that have capital. And, it's really cool because we had one of the PEFI 2 GPs of ROI fund, that has already gone through that process, has already seen, all right, when I'm investing in the crypto, here are the pros and cons. When I'm investing in some of the other things that we put dry powder in, here are the pros and cons. But the neat thing is getting that perspective for me, of somebody who's kind of going through that process. But I think it's even better when, it's cool to hear some of my concepts, having done this stuff, but it's I think even more valuable for the people in the fund incubator to hear from somebody who's already been doing it and is actively doing it. And I think, they started their fund in February. So we're coming up on a year. But it's just cool for me to see somebody who started their very first fund in February and talking like an expert when it comes to the management of dry powder. And probably the most interesting thing from his perspective was, lending has been really great. So, we're doing some of the cool things when it comes to crypto. We're actually doing some cool things when it comes to covered calls. We're doing all these different strategies, but one of the tried and true is just, man, go out, generate make a loan and generate income there. Everything that we are putting funds into is based around generating income. And I think, right now that's what everybody's looking for. People are looking, where can I put my money and at least match, if not beat inflation? And when it comes to trying to beat inflation right now, people are pretty desperate. One of the things that I talked about is you've got people, obviously, for people that are just trying to make ends meet and be able to go to the grocery store and buy groceries, and the prices are going up, but their income isn't. That is a devastating thing. But it's devastating as well for the person that has saved their entire life. They're ready for retirement. They have 10 million in the bank, and they're ready to kind of take it easy. And then they find out that, well, every year you're losing 1.5 million at a 15% inflation rate that we're at right now. So one of the reasons that I am real, I think that this really cool opportunity, if you understand how to generate yield, even with small, and even better with small amounts of money, because I learned the lesson doing a very large fund. It's like, man, this is a bunch of work. You got to take a lot more risk, and the upside isn't that great. But if you're able to manage these small funds, I think it's one of the easiest ways to generate serious cash flow, just because you have so many people that are desperate. If you're that person that has that $10 million that you spent your whole life saving up, and now you find out that, oh yeah, like, by the way, because the government's printing money like they're going out of their minds, that buying power is down 1.5 million this year, and it's going to be down 1.5 million next year. That's $3 million gone of your life savings. Like, that's an emergency. There is urgency to solving that problem. And the cool thing is, we can help them solve that problem when you're in the fund business. So that's the big opportunity. I think people are starting to realize that this inflation thing is real, that it's going to have a serious, impact on your money. And that causes people to want to get diversified. It's not to say that any other thing is bad. I think that private equity is uniquely interesting because there's not a lot of funds that are, number one, good at it, can do it, and produce returns. When you get into some of the other asset classes, there's plenty of funds in the stock market, plenty of, now there's even a bunch of funds that are in crypto. So there are all these other funds, and not, I think one of the tougher places to get exposure is private equity. And if you're in that situation of having a nest egg, the most important thing you can do most valuable thing you can do is be diversified across asset classes. So you want some real estate, and obviously there are plenty of ways to invest in real estate. You want some stock, you want some metals. So you want to have all these asset classes. And that's something that all of you should be doing as well. All right, let's do some questions because it is late in my time zone, but wanted to jump back on. All right, so we got Durable, says, Ace, what's up, homie? Thanks for popping in. Very curious to get an update on your deals. Durable's in our Deal Mix program. Would love to hear what's new with you, man. SC says, greetings. Thank you for popping in. All right. New York Engineer, what's up? He says, private equity funds and software engineers rule the world. No cap. And I think the software engineers may soon have the private equity funds beat. I think the private equity funds had their run of ruling the world from about 1980 to the present, but the engineers have taken over. Andrew, what is up, Andrew? Part of Private Equity Fund Incubator. Thanks for popping in. Natasha, it has been a long time. I'm sure you said let's catch up. Well, I have some wonderful ideas. Awesome. Janine, what is up? Really cool to hear from you. It's been a little minute. And where am I? So right now, I am actually in Argentina. Keeno says, hi, Ace. Awesome. Cool. Well, just a quick video. Thanks for popping in. We'll check out Instagram. Lady says hi. Thanks for popping in. It's so difficult to find these. Cool. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for popping in.